I feel like putting on my glasses today. I don't care. That helps if I remember. Oh, it's in neutral. I was like, what the heck is going on? So this is a continuation from my last video, if you happen to have seen it, and if you didn't, unlike most YouTubers that'll say, make sure you go and check it out. I'm telling you not to do that. It was absolutely horrific. Absolutely horrible. So I'm still on the same job here. Looks like I should turn over here, but before I get into the gameplay, I think it's important for people to know just where I'm at. I'm in Oklahoma, and I'm heading on over to Little Rock, Arkansas. That is where I'm going. Simple as that, okay? On my newer computer, like I said, it's been on all day, and just like my other computer, once in a while, I do find restarting my computer can actually make quite a bit of a difference. I am still using my old, trusty Logitech G29 steering wheel. See, we dipped down there to 57. That happens sometimes. I do have everything completely cranked. I do have the traffic at 50%. That is the only, like, modification, if you will, that I've done. And then apart from, like, doing things like the mirrors perfectly, like, wedged in the corner, I pretty much don't really have anything. I don't have, like, actual mods, truthfully. Yeah, so I just wanted to do this. Like I said, I play a lot of World of Warcraft on my channel, sometimes Call of Duty, although that's not really like a main staple in my channel. Speaking of these mirrors, I am going to use them right now so that I don't have to turn my head. I don't have the camera that follows your eyes anyways. The part of the challenge, watch that top left mirror. See that? Exactly. And now I have to... Because you figure it out in real life, people would see what you're doing and they'd be like, oh, okay, I get what he's doing. It's really not that big of a deal. Again, this is where I gotta use my mouse now. This is where it gets a little bit tricky at times. And then again, gotta watch. Obviously, that's not realistic to do this. It's also a video game, and I just want to be able to have some fun. But yes, when I can, it is ideal for me to just kind of use what's at my disposal. Because like I said, you know, I could do this too, but that's like awkward. Just, okay? So because I have the dual monitor set up and I have them as no longer duplicated and they're extended so that I can look at stuff on my computer if I have to. What I have decided to do... Where is this taking me? I'm sorry, I gotta look at my map again. Like, what the hell is going on here? Yeah, I do find the last couple of updates, I don't know if it's just this trip, but I'm getting these, like, weird, funky things to where I have to, like, go in and be like, you know what? I'm just going to follow the arrows and not follow the rest of that stuff because it's throwing me off. And I've never really had those issues before. It's kind of making me feel like I got to go in a circle here. Again, I do have delimiter so that if I ever do play World of whatever it's called, I would be limited to 105 kilometers as well. Otherwise, it's just not very realistic. And it does slow down the gameplay a little bit, but I also don't want to be flying down at 90 miles an hour. Well, I mean, I do, but not realistic again, right? I am trying to, for the most part, do that. This one seems obvious, like I've got to turn. Sometimes I have a hard time looking at the mini-map and going, okay, is it right here I got to turn, or... But this one's throwing me off a little bit. I still wish I could get rid of the mini-map at the bottom and wedge it in the corner. It's very frustrating. Yeah, okay. Nice barrier. See, now it's just telling me to go straight. I think it's because of that road incident, which you can turn those off or change the percentage of it. But yeah, like I said, this year I'm gonna try. So far, I've done something this year that I haven't done in other years. And that is practically every day I am doing something on all 3 of my channels. So, sounds like my truck is silent. Oh, anyways. Here it looks obvious that I've got to turn right. As based on the red line, like I said, that is behind my bald pumpkin head. With my chair, the steering wheel. I know I keep going on about this in all my videos, and hopefully you haven't seen a lot of my videos. But I praise this game so much, just how relaxing it is, the graphics, you know, that it really does look good. It's just so enjoyable. Pulpit. Who stole my money? I don't need to repair. I don't think I need to fill up. According to this, I've got 590 kilometers. Now, for most people that watch me, they're Americans, so no offense, you don't know miles. So, like 600 kilometers is like 3 miles. No, it's going to be a smaller number. I want to say it's somewhere probably around the 300-ish thousand miles. Oh. Oh, would you just go? So that's realistic. But that doesn't matter where you are in the world. There's a lot of jackasses behind the wheel. Maybe I was the jackass in this scenario. I don't know, and I don't really care, to be honest. In the end, this is a video game. I've always wanted to drive trucks. I will never drive trucks. Not because I don't want to. I'm licensed for it. Only for regular vehicles. But just to be able to get in a truck and kind of drive around, I've only experienced that once when I was much younger, a good quarter of a century ago, if not almost closer to 30 years ago. I did in a massive parking lot, like I'm talking like a Walmart parking lot. I drove a dump truck for about 30 seconds just to kind of get a little bit of a feel for it. And it was just... I'm gonna be broke by the time I get to my destination. It was just absolutely amazing. Speed limit, 75 miles per hour. That's the fastest that you can go. You know what I'm gonna do? I know that you multiply it by 1.6, but I am going to pause this quickly. I just smacked my microphone again. That's fine. I want to see something. 75 miles per hour, 2 kilometers would actually make it that I'm allowed to drive 120 kilometers an hour. Okay? So right there is why I don't like that limiter. So I'm going to go ahead and go in here. And I'm going to see if I can find it. It's probably under gameplay. The reason I like the limiter is because it does make it slightly more realistic. And then... You know what? Give me a second here. I paused it like literally a split second later. I found it. Oh! What is this? Changes the cruise control tolerance for maintaining the dark tolerance. So what does that mean now? Adaptive. When enabled, the cruise control will automatically adjust the speed to maintain a safe following distance. Oh no, disabled. Cruise control grid step changes the increment of speed at which cruise control will increase or decrease. Oh, that's for cruise control. That's smart. Oh, never mind. I'm an idiot. That's cruise control, not speed limiter control. Yeah, so that's what sucks right here. Enables the truck's electronic speed limiter of 105. So I'm actually going to go ahead and get rid of that. It just means that now I can't floor the goddamn pedal and just leave my foot completely floored. That's really all it means. But on this road, it's realistic to do the speed that I'm doing right now. We're almost at 75 miles an hour. I mean, it's a construction zone, but... Oh, shit. See what happens when you get distracted? Not good. Yeah, so that was really my only gripe. Plus, it kind of held me accountable to sticking to that 65 mile an hour speed limit, because that, I think, maybe, that tends to be a realistic speed that truckers go. Maybe not. All that debris on the road. You should be cleaning it up with all those 15 bloody dollars you keep taking from me. Yeah, this is beautiful. Actually, give me one more moment. I'm gonna actually take a screenshot here. Whatever. I'll take you along for the ride with me, so I don't need to hide my face, because it's actually going to take a screenshot of the game, not including my pumpkin head. I just go like that, and it's going to put it in my folder, so then I'll try to use that for when I make the thumbnail to the game, because I want to try and make it so that every time I play, I'm taking a screenshot of what I'm actually doing in the game, not just having the generic one where I'm pointing and then it's always like just to cover the game. I mean, I do that with World of Warcraft, but I mean, there's some emphasis on the thumbnail, don't get me wrong, and I do try to improve things in certain ways. However, sometimes I am a little bit guilty, and I quite frankly don't put an extreme amount of effort in the thumbnail because it's so time consuming to just do the YouTube to begin with, which I understand the thumbnail goes along with it. I just struggle to always come up with creative ideas, but when there's a photo mode, it definitely makes it a lot easier. Where you can just take a screenshot of your gameplay, put yourself in the corner, title it nicely, and away you go. So it looks like I've got to come here. And again, I am going to do this just because I want to pay attention and get a good look. Make sure I'm not clipping my trailer. As you can see, I got to stay obviously a little bit on the outside. That's almost impossible. Wheels barely touch the curb. You don't want to drive over those little posts. You just kind of take your time. And that's again where part of the challenge is, sometimes picking up your delivery or your route. Trailer for your route, like in this one, was absolutely insane. It was the hardest one I've ever seen in my life of all the jobs I've ever done. Looks like we are good. Just to kind of clean up a little bit. Oops. There we go. But yeah, other than, you know, playing those few games, I call my fallback games. So like when a new game comes out, I've talked about this before, I'll play it, talk about it. If there's not much to talk about and it's just like a fairly simple-ish kind of game, sure, I'll make like a 3-part series just to say, hey, here's what the game looks like, how it feels, am I happy I got the game, oh, look at that, it's on Game Pass for PC or whatever, and then next, move on to the next one, and it gives me time to, which one is my lights? I can't always tell. Well, then if I can't tell, it means that it doesn't matter because it's still not dark enough. Going 121. I don't even know if that's the speed limit, but I'm just following the traffic. Yeah, so I really want to try and not be lazy. I know it sounds pathetic, but oh, my steering wheel's over there. Heaven forbid I got to reach for it. I got to clamp it down. The whole process takes like 5 or 10 seconds. But yet sometimes I just want to pick up a controller and go. I don't want to set anything up. And it's pathetic. I really want to try to push myself, like I said, to do that. Because this is a fairly chill kind of game. At least I think so. And I know that there's a, if you want to use that word, there's a market for it. There's, what's his name? Flavavino, John, somebody I can't remember. There's a few people that play these games and they're quite successful. And they relatively stick to that genre of game as well, doing the simulators and whatnot. I wish I could do that. Trust me, if I could just play like World of Warcraft or a couple of these games or just predominantly this game, and if I understood Farming Simulator better, oh, wow. That would be awesome. But unfortunately, I'm not that good, so I kind of have to just go for a little bit of everything, like I said, and then fall back on some of my favorite games and try not to ignore them just because they require a bit of a setup. It's already been 15 minutes. And honestly, I think I may actually, believe it or not, very shortly, stop the recording only because I need to reboot my computer because I am dropping frames. And when I do a fresh restart, honestly, I don't lose a single frame. Hell, I was barely losing a single frame on my old computer. What the hell makes you think it's my computer? This one's much more powerful. But the same thing arises if I leave my computer running for 12, 13, 14 hours without just giving it a quick reboot. It can just simply do that sometimes. But yeah, I really do feel like the lighting and stuff, just how it captures everything, is quite impressive. I feel like I'm really speeding here. Yeah, I think, as I've mentioned before, my biggest complaint with this game has to by far be the lack of a speed limiter that you can edit and choose what you want that limiter to be. So I would set it to 75 miles an hour. Simple as that. And the fact that I can't do that, considering all the other amazing features and fixes and whatnot, quality of life they've added to the game, I feel like that's a bit of an oversight. But there must be a reason why they have not implemented that. I just don't know what it is. Maybe it's just a feature that's not requested enough. I don't know. Yeah, this and World of Warcraft, I swear I could just go on like forever. I just feel like I could play this game all day. Though funny enough, I never play this game unless I'm recording. Oh, there's a spot over there that we have not discovered. But because I'm carrying, I think that's for jobs, like when you hire people. But the problem is, or it might be a dealership. No, it's a mechanic shop. There we go. That's the high beams. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, so we're rolling into the 20-minute mark, which is generally how long a half-hour show is, like a South Park or something like that. Man, the lighting looks good. Over the last couple of years, there's no doubt that this game has done a better job. You can bypass the nearby, of course, because you've already stolen $30 from me. So yeah, thumbs up as always if you like the video. It does really help support the channel with the algorithm, and so desperately trying to make me more relevant in the search results when people are looking shit up on the internet. And if you didn't like the video, that's okay. Go ahead and give it a thumbs down. I'll bend it in half, twist it, break it off in your ass. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, naturally. Was I supposed to turn? No. Naturally, that would be great. But if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care. And if I'm lucky, maybe I will see. I was like, where am I looking? Maybe I'll see some of you in the next video. Bye for now.